Okay, hello everyone, and welcome to Disc 1 Podcast. God, I've got so many of these, I keep forgetting the titles. We are going to be talking about, it is Monday, June 12th, and we are going to be talking about what has transpired at E3 so far, just because, you know...
Why not?
Because Nintendo gets their own podcast.
What he said. So
don't spoil it for the fans, guys.
So let's introduce ourselves. I'm of course Professor Icepick.
I'm NekoGamerX.
I'm SNES Master KI.
And I'm Dari.
And he's Dari.
And starring Dari as the Dari.
KI, I think you're being a little too hard on the Dari. Okay.
As hard as you are on him?
Well, no, I'm just hard enough for the Dari. What are you playing in the background?
You don't want to know.
Okay,
It's Final
so
Fantasy X too, isn't it? Alright. So, should we just do this in chronological order, do you think?
Yeah,
Okay.
go ahead. When it comes to the game that should not be mentioned, we'll just say,
that gets its own podcast, which I will not be participating in.
also, it's best to almost never talk about it anyways, because of opinion.
Okay, so let's start way back when, a long time ago, on Saturday, with the EA Play Conference. Jesus Christ, that was boring as hell.
To be fair, what did EA have to work with?
That's true. God, I wrote a whole bunch of notes for the EA one. I'm not going to use all of them in this podcast because I got, like, 2 others to do on this shit.
Guys in blazers, that's all I have to say for that.
Yeah, the men in blazers.
Blazers.
Yeah, the men in blazers.
MIB.
Let's see here now. I don't know why, but they started out the conference with a bunch of drummers dressed up as, like, football players. I don't get that.
But they want to talk about Madden.
But they didn't end up talking about Madden. That's the weird thing.
They talk about stupid story mode.
Oh yeah, you're right.
eventually.
They did talk about the story mode. Why do all 3 of their games have story modes?
I don't
Because that's what's going to get people to actually play their games again. Because
To be fair,
so.
if I could tolerate the base sports gameplay at all, the story modes actually would be a big benefit to me.
The thing
But
about
I
it,
can't.
but the thing about it though is that, I mean, in terms of like sports titles, wouldn't it make more sense to have like a career mode or a season mode?
We have those, right? That's the worst part.
Season mode, maybe.
I mean, the only actual story mode I've played some of did seem to be a career mode. It was just like one specific character's career.
Yeah, but that's just a weird thing to do for like a sports game. I mean, you have to
Right.
base it around a single character, and what if you don't like that character?
I think they usually just have you like make
Yeah, they make you...
Not
yeah,
now, they
yourself.
don't. Not in FIFA 18, where you're playing as fictional character. What was his name? Alex Marcus or some shit?
Yeah, something like that.
What the fuck was that? And then they had that whole fucking sizzle reel about real sports journalists and real athletes talking about how, oh, he's the greatest rookie of all time. What the fuck is that? No, no, no. That made me angry.
I see that.
It makes me angry.
That's true.
Yeah, people in general make everyone angry at this point that actually don't care about it, which is most of us. I think FIFA is only for people in Europe at this point.
I'm almost angered out after everything that happened to me today, but still
God,
I will press on. We'll get to that later. Let's see. They talked about the EA Originals, which I guess is their indie label.
I'm going to be right back,
Yeah.
guys.
Alright, that's fine. Oh yeah, this is a combination of 2 different thoughts I had, but I noticed that EA kept bringing up women a lot during their conference, but not in like a
Positive way?
not in a positive way, not in a significant way. It's more like,
Well,
guys, we're not misogynists.
It's better than what PC Gaming Show did, but we're going to get to that later.
Oh no. Well, that I think that was an accident. A hilarious accident, but an accident all the same.
Just muted them.
They muted they had two women on the show and they both got muted. But what another thing that struck me as weird is that, like, when they actually had women on stage, it had to do with both of their Star Wars games, right?
Right.
So, like, if EA really believes in this sort of shit, wouldn't you think that they'd, sink a little money into making, like, a woman-centric, like, sports game or something?
I don't think so.
Well, I mean, why not, though?
Demographics not there, it wouldn't sell.
Dari, everyone knows that being progressive isn't about making money. It's about making the world a better place for marginalized groups.
The worst part is, I really can't deny that. As strange as that sounds.
It was sarcasm. The EA doesn't care about social progress, Dari.
I mean, that is essentially what I am saying. I think they're just giving lip service, and I thought that using Star Wars for, like, all of their lip service was a very oddly specific thing.
They had, like, EA, I remember their first instance of showing how progressive they were was to accuse anyone who disliked their crappy games of being a homophobe.
Yeah. And then there was that time they hired Anita Sarkeesian to work on that sequel, The Mirror's Edge, and that came out, didn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that goes to show just how I felt about it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. They also introduced the new IP from BioWare, who I had assumed was dead after the whole Mass Effect Andromeda debacle.
Mm-hmm.
And a bit of a spoiler here, I was disappointed, but you are not, in fact, allowed to fuck the dinosaurs in that game, and I'm really disappointed in the people at BioWare.
I'm back.
Why won't they accept my love of fucking 20 feet tall giant lizards? Why isn't that being treated as legitimate? I don't understand.
Because you're supposed to do that in Dino Crisis, but Dino Crisis is dead, so...
No, Dari, you don't understand.
Dari, this is why you kept dying in Dino Crisis.
In Dino Crisis, you're playing as a woman and facing male dinosaurs. I want to be a man who plows giant dinosaur women. What is so weird about that?
Not the mama. That's all I'm gonna say.
Well,
Did you
doesn't
say smack the mama?
Not the mama.
Okay.
Smack the mama.
Actually, here's a weird note I wrote in retrospect. Man, there are a lot of PlayStation logos in this conference. Oh no, does this mean I'm going to have to rewatch this shit during the Sony conference? Spoiler alert, I did not in fact have to rewatch a lot of that shit during the Sony conference.
Doesn't Sony technically win?
No.
I mean, would you really want to add EA to their lineup?
Oh, no, that was the point, that they win. They win if they don't, because they didn't make us watch EA.
Yeah, that's actually a good point. Let's see. Then I talk a whole bunch of shit about the Star Wars Battlefront 2 footage. Like they made it.
My cousin likes it, so that's why I gave him that information.
Like they made a big deal about how Finn and Captain Phasma were going to be free DLC in the first season, and I just ended up writing down. Did anyone actually care about Captain Phasma? Like anyone?
I don't know who that is.
I saw the movie. That's who that is.
She was the stormtrooper in the silver armor, Dari.
I genuinely didn't know that she was even a woman.
I mean, was I the only one who watched that movie in here?
I watched it, but I didn't remember that part. I only thought...
I remember when you said silver armor, I remember. It's like, yeah.
I also wrote down, I'm pretty sure if I knew when I was a child that someone could make Star Wars boring, I'd have tried to kill myself. You just killed little Icepick, you bastards.
Weren't you a child when the prequel trilogy came out?
Yeah, but they didn't exactly make it boring. They made it terrible, but they didn't make it boring. Let's see. Yeah, then I just... Wow, I went on, like... God, I got really angry at the commentary team for that Star Wars Battlefront footage.
Well, I mean, that was like the main thing that they bought the E3. So like, oh, let's have 30 minutes of that.
Alright, so does anyone else have anything to say about EA?
No.
I agree with you that they should put them in the Monday 12 o'clock slot, let them die, but they're not going to allow it to happen. And plus, they scared themselves out in all the conferences because we saw Anthem, what, 3 times already?
No, only twice. KI, do you have anything to add?
No, I do not have anything to add to EA.
Okay, sorry, Dari, I kind of interrupted you there. Did you have anything else?
They showed something else I'm trying to think of that looked kind of interesting, but really
Was it
wasn't.
Need for Speed?
No. I don't care about that.
But Dari, it's like you're in The Fast and the Furious, only worse.
Because there's cops and... Oh, wait, that's the other game that... Whatever happened to that game?
The Crew?
No, the
Stay
other
tuned.
game. It was supposed to be cops versus robbers, and it was supposed to be great. There was...
Oh yeah, I remember seeing the trailer for that.
Wait, are you talking about A Way Out?
No.
Maybe.
A Way Out is that jail co-op game that looks strange.
Yeah, no, that's what I meant when you were saying that there was one other thing you wanted to talk about. I'm just going through everything that I've... Was it Battlefield 1?
No. The Battlefield one was stupid.
Let's see.
Something looked remotely interesting from EA. I don't think that's possible, but... Oh, no, it was a stupid thing for the NBA story mode.
Oh, because you get to hustle on the streets! You
Yes.
get to hustle in the... Dari is apparently a street ball hustler.
Yeah, that game is not going to compare to Switch Game of the Year, some basketball game.
God.
What if they put in some basketball games?
Alright, so is that everything for EA? Anything else?
Pretty much.
Yeah, let's move on.
Dari, you too?
Yeah. EA's...
Ask Dari!
Yes,
Oh.
I'm fine. I thought you said Neko too. I'm like, oh.
Did I say Neko?
But you did. Anyway, moving on.
Shit, alright. Anyway, yeah, moving on. See, this is why we're doing everything else in its own podcast, because like all of it's just gonna be like 5 minutes of us talking shit about.
We have stuff to say about Sony and Microsoft.
That's a good point, actually. That's a good point. And speaking of which, we are on Microsoft.
Oh god.
Let's see. So, yeah, the Microsoft conference did start off kind of slow. They had that weird video where they showed off all the different resolutions that the various Xbox models could run
I
at.
missed a lot of it. Did they mention anything about Cuphead?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's got
Yes,
a release
they did.
date, actually, which
Oh,
I'm really
really?
excited for.
It's coming on Steam. So
We already knew it was coming on Steam, but yeah, it is. It's
Still
good to
a
go.
thing.
Yeah, it's good to go. Let's see here now. I wrote down, when are they going to get to the fireworks factory? Like, that was the second thing I wrote on here, so that just tells you how bad the beginning of this conference was.
My name's Xbox XG, and I'm here to rock the telly. I have Hank Scorpio and a third Bonzarelli.
I think I wrote down stuff for the Xbox conference, didn't I? Because I was there with you watching it, wasn't I?
Yeah, we were watching it together. Try looking in the Discord.
That's what I'm looking now.
Okay, let's see here now. Xbox One stuff works with Xbox One X. Holy shit, Megadon. Wow, I was really snarky early on in that conference.
Yes,
Yeah.
The Scorpio processor equals the Cell processor / emotion engine?
Oh god, yeah. I hate that stupid thing. They're like,
Wasn't the emotion engine what PS2 used?
Yeah, but it was like a proprietary processor, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think I came in after all that Scorpio Xbox One X hype, but this is not Scorpio anymore.
Let's see, then they mentioned that the Xbox One X is liquid cool, to which I responded, Microsoft does PC gaming better than Sony confirmed. Let's see here now. Oh yeah, that's when I also learned that it's pronounced Forza, not Forza.
Yeah, I was like, Forza?
Forza.
Really? That's what it is?
Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt about it.
I was like, Forza? I thought it was Forza all this time. No, it's Forza. There's a T in there that doesn't exist ever. It's never read out. It's a silent T. So silent you don't even see it in the name.
See,
The
then
opposite of a silent T, Dari.
Oh.
It's a non-existent T.
Oh.
It's a Mr. T. Let's
Try
see.
my
Mr.
Mr. T.
T.
What about iced tea? Just kidding.
Let's see. I also
Iced tea.
mentioned. God, I had a lot of random thoughts during this conference. I must have been like pretty
Out of
tired.
it?
Yeah. Let's see. I said I'm surprised they never renamed the Porsche 911.
Too soon.
I mean, that's why I said I was surprised they never renamed it. Let's see. Xbox has 42 games, including 22 console exclusives. Then they showed off Metro. I like how he just shot the bear in the face just to be a dick. That was my favorite part of that trailer, actually.
Yeah, that's where I came in.
Like, he was ziplining away. He was about to zipline away from the bear. Before he did, he shot like a crossbow bolt right in its face. And then he ziplined away. It didn't even kill the bear or anything. It was hanging off the edge of a cliff. It couldn't do anything to him. He just shoots it in the face and runs off.
Now, what confuses me is, one thing that outside the conference that conference could be run in 2160p. Why?
I have no clue.
I guess
Isn't that 4K?
is it 4K? Is that 4K?
I think it's 4K.
Sure.
I think that might be 4K.
I'll be back in a couple of minutes.
Okay, let's see. Then they showed off Assassin's Creed Origins for the first time at the conference.
You're forgetting something important. Mixer.
Oh yeah, how could I forget Mixer?
It's like, I remember one of my things was Mixer.com says Xbox. That sounds like a swinger site, not a gaming site.
It's like Psych and I were wondering what the hell Mixer was the entire conference until they revealed it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I actually wrote down something pretty snarky in favor of Microsoft pretty early on. Forza is more popular than Gran Turismo, apparently. I guess releasing games apparently helped them out. I mean, I couldn't resist that one. Let's see. I mentioned that I hated the new Ubisoft logo, which I do.
Yeah, I think I saw that.
It looks like a smaller version of the current one.
It looks like an incomplete version of the last one.
Yeah.
Let's see here now. I also said, actually, Mesopotamia is the cradle of civilization, you French idiot.
Yeah, but because they were trying to say, oh well, it's in Europe.
No, I said ancient Egypt is where civilization started, and I'm like, no, it isn't.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm reading one you said. A woman in the Xbox conference? What time to be alive? She was third on, boys.
Excuse me.
Yeah, I did write that down, actually. You're right. I actually kept those as notes, too.
Yeah.
A woman at the X conference? What a time to be alive. Let's see here now. Oh, yeah, I did write something else about the Mixer reveal.
Yeah.
Did they trick me into thinking they were talking about inclusion and diversity, but they were talking about live streams instead?
Pretty much.
I miss when exclusive meant something. Deep Rock Galactic looks interesting. You know, the sad part is I don't actually remember what Deep Rock Galactic is now. Oh wait, now I remember. It was that blocky ass looking retro FPS.
Yeah.
Thank you, Dari. Oh, good. They made the exclusive bit less wordy. I guess all those death threats I sent to Bill Gates paid off.
I'm like, Bill Gates? Why Bill Gates?
I wasn't going to send death threats to P. Spence. He's my boy, Dari. He's my boy. Oh, yeah. P. Spence in the house.
He's the only one that wears a leather jacket where everyone else wore blazers.
Exactly. He was a rebel. He was a rebel without a cause. Let's see here now. Why is State of Decay 2 using audio samples from Dead Rising? I almost shit my pants thinking State of Decay 2 was Dead Rising 5.
You also thought to use Zombrex at one point too.
Yeah, I did. I did. You're right. I mean, shoving a needle into your body in order to stave off zombie infection? Can you blame me?
True, but I mean, didn't you do the same thing in Resident Evil at one point?
I don't think so. Ask Neko, he'd know.
Neko, do you remember them stabbing people with cures to save them? And
not really stabbing them, but we would make serums.
Right,
like,
but would you like inject it with a needle?
Probably. But sometimes I think it was like a lick. No, I mean in the movie it was.
Did they use syringes and needles to cure people?
Let's see.
Uh-huh.
Oh yeah, here's another one. Japanese games in my X-Bone.
Oh yeah.
And then and that's when they they showed off Dragon Ball Fighter Z, which that was great. I love that.
That was amazing. I was like, oh my god.
I was like, holy shit! It's like, did he just use both assists at the same time?
Yeah, he did.
And I was like, oh shit. Let's see, I also said that Black Desert almost got me hyped, but then it turned out to be an MMORPG.
I'm still mad you have to pay for that.
Let's see, The Last Night has a neat aesthetic, and I stand by that. The Last Night looked pretty cool. I hated the look of The Artful Escape, because it looked like some stupid hipster crap.
Yeah, it was.
I was happy to see Code Vein come back again, though.
Yeah, no, I was surprised. It looks pretty good.
Yeah, Code Vein looks good.
It looks like still looks like zombie Dark Souls. And not zombie, vampire Dark Souls, sorry, not zombie.
Right,
yeah. It looks a lot better than Dark Souls.
Yeah, it looks kind of more like Bloodborne or something in terms of gameplay.
Still hasn't shown up as a sequel.
Yep. Let's see here now. Oh yeah, I was excited that Sea of Thieves was still a thing.
And then we saw it again.
Yeah, we saw it at the PC Gaming Show today. Let's see, I also mentioned that Tacoma was alive, or as I like to call it, lesbians in space.
Oh, speaking of, the PC Gaming Show had lots of space games in it.
Yeah, they did. It was weird. Let's see here now. Then when Super Lucky's tail showed up, I said, Mr. Nuts, is that you?
I really thought it was Conquer.
Yeah, I know. A lot of people thought it was Conquer, but I'm like, wait, the ears are too pointy to be Conquer. And that's why I'm like, Mr. Nuts, is that you?
Yeah, Super Lucky's Tale was probably at least my favorite Microsoft console exclusive game they had at the show.
Right.
Right.
Let's see.
Yeah, and I'm the only one that misses Blinks.
I miss Blinks.
Like I said, I am the only one in here who misses guitar.
Pulling with my
Dari loved Blinks. He's glad he's dead. Let's see here now. Icepick was wrong. Cuphead lives, and I was really excited when they showed off a release date for that.
Oh yeah.
September 29th, really baby.
Oh
$20.
Yep, $20. I was like, oh my god, I cannot believe that.
That's not bad.
It isn't. I'm happy for it. I think it's perfect.
For a game that's been how long development now?
It's got like 4 years now. Let's see. Terry Crews is in Crackdown 3. I was excited about that, which is due out this
Terry Crews is amazing.
Due out this November. Then they followed that up with a sizzle reel of a bunch of indie games, which I just remember hearing some people complaining because, oh, the games they showed off in that sizzle reel were way cooler than the ones I actually devoted attention to. And I'm like, fuck you. I love Cuphead.
Oh yeah, the Darwin Project, and also the Minecraft.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the Darwin Project. Thank you, Dari. It's a good thing to bring up. Oh yeah, then I wrote down at one point, because people were bitching that like it was lasting longer than 90 minutes. I'm like, Xbox's Resurrection is too powerful to be contained within 90 minutes. Yeah, it was a shout out to my boy Terry Crews.
Yep.
Let's see. Ashen looks interesting. Unfortunately, the only problem with Ashen is that now everyone's like, it's a Souls-like, you guys. It's a Souls game. It's Dark Souls. It's Souls-like. It's Dark Souls.
I mean, too bad most of these games I'm probably not going to be getting anytime soon because I'm not really...
You're not Xbox One.
Not for a long time.
X or whatever.
I understand that. Let's see. Life is Strange is getting a prequel.
Yeah, it's
Which-
a standalone prequel.
I don't understand why you'd make a prequel, because it sounds like wouldn't that just be Life is Less Strange? I mean,
No, this was life as normal.
like,
I don't even. I still need to stream Life is Strange and playing it for free. I still have no idea what the plot is about.
Maybe
Well-
they should just call it This Game is Strange.
well, you play as an annoying hipster or high school hipster lesbian in high school, and she can apparently see the future or something and change the timeline. We have to go back in time, Dari. Biff
Is she
marries
really
your
a
mom.
lesbian?
Yeah, I think they actually. Yeah, I think she is a lesbian. I'm pretty sure she's a lesbian.
And that's like a really big plot in the story.
I'm not sure. I just remember that's what everyone talks about when they talk about that game. So whether or not that's a big part of the game, I don't know. It might be like Gone Home, or it might be more subtle. I'm not sure. Let's see. Then we saw Shadow of Mordor 2. Sorry, Shadow of War. I don't really care. I'll be honest with
Yeah,
you.
it's the sequel though. It's a sequel to that game, and it looks okay. But I mean, I was like, man, whatever.
Then I got angry at the guy playing piano, but then it turned out he was cock blocking Ori 2, Ori and the Will of the Wisps.
His last name was Cocker, so it's like cock blocking. Icepick.
He was cock blocking. Then I was really excited when they announced backwards compatibility with the original Xbox. And actually, Mike sent me something today. Let me see if I can find that link, because I showed Dari and he got angry at me.
I hated that thing.
Yeah, Dari knows what I'm talking
20,000
The people who made the Retron 5 are making a recreation of the original Xbox Duke controller for the Xbox One and PC.
Well, Dari can't be seen holding that.
I mean, just how much Dari hated that thing is my
The
favorite.
Xbox S controller was the best thing that they ever did.
And when they did announce the Xbox backwards compatibility, they announced one game, Crimson Skies. I was personally hoping for
I don't understand. It's like, oh, this is probably people ask for. I'm like, who cares about Crimson Skies? I thought everybody hated playing games besides Pilot Wings, because everybody was Pilot Wings, even me. I didn't even know it.
Oh, apparently
I never really care for Pilot Wings, to tell you the truth.
Me neither. I mean, I was hoping for Jet Set Radio Future myself, but whatever.
Yeah, I would like that myself.
Maybe that'll be in the first batch. Who knows?
Hopefully.
Hopefully.
I mean, is there any chance of that ever getting released on Steam?
I guess.
Maybe. I mean,
The original is on there, right?
Sega doesn't like to re-release things that weren't on their own platforms.
But considering Microsoft is putting their current exclusives on PC, I could see them like being willing to help get an Xbox port running.
Right. Let's see. Then they announced the price of the Xbox One X, $499. I jokingly said you died, like, you know, in the Souls games.
Yeah.
Huh.
Let's see. EA was too powerful to stay confined to their shitty conference. It's Anthem time. I didn't really have much to say about it.
But it all feels old. It's a good life. That's what I'm told. Every day it all just feels the same. Go to high school, university, get a real job. That's what they said to me. No one remembers that song. It was in EVA.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let's see. Then they
That's right. Let's move on.
Apparently has to be explained.
Then they had one final sizzle reel, and I was just saying, Xbox pulled out all the stops this year. I think they have a fighting chance. Post-conference thought, this is something I just realized like well after the conference had ended. It's sad, but I think Microsoft is the only one making Xbox and Xbox 360 emulators. I mean, that's what I realized.
It's pretty sad.
Let's see. So, does anyone want to say anything else about the Xbox convention?
Nah. I mean, other than Cuphead, that's like the best news.
Okay. Kaya, what were you going to say?
It was better than it could have been, but like I said, there are a couple Ori 2 and Super Lucky's Tale are games I would pick up when I had one, but it didn't get me to push up my estimated time for picking up an Xbox One.
Not Cuphead?
Yeah.
No, I mean newly announced.
Newly. Okay, all right, that's fair. I'll give you that. So, Dari, how about you? You got anything else to say about Microsoft?
Look, I actually watched the beginning because I finally missed that part because the person that was streaming the Ubisoft showed the Microsoft conference again to fill the time between Ubisoft and the PC gaming show.
Right.
And I was just like, they were so do-bro-y again. Like, why are you going do-bro again? I thought that was so, like,
They did it to trick us. They threw us off the trail, Dari. So, shall we move on to Bethesda? Bethesda, wow. The Bethesda conference.
Yeah.
I mean, the last thing I said about Microsoft, let's see Sony top this.
Oh God, yeah. Well, we'll get to that in a while. Let's see here now. Let's see. My first thought on Bethesda was simply that the music they had playing before the show actually started made me want to die. And then I tricked both Dari and Shell into listening to it.
You took Shell then, and you could actually trick Shell.
Yeah, I tricked Shell into listening to it. He didn't like it either.
It was terrible.
I mean, it was terrible. I agree with you. I'm just saying that, I tricked him into listening to it.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Then they had that weird montage of, like, the employees' children. What was that?
That part.
That was so fucking weird.
I'm so glad I missed that part.
Yeah, you should be. It was fucking creepy. Let's see. Oh yeah, then I asked why the guy in the Doom shirt looked like a gremlin.
Again, I missed that part too.
Yeah, he was in the kids thing I was talking about.
Oh dear.
He was one of the creators, but dude looked like a gremlin.
Let's see.
He creeped me out. See, then I asked, did Bethesda just steal These Are Words?
Yep.
Which, I mean, that's a reference, you guys know, but, the people who could be listening to this podcast wouldn't. That's a reference to something that Sony did back when they first revealed the PS3 in that, what was that, 2013? 2014?
It was a PS4.
Wait, you mean PS4?
Yeah, PS4. Sorry, PS4, yeah. Right. And they just said a whole bunch of random words, and it's like, my response to that was, these are words.
And then they said that, like, right as soon as you said, like, these are words. Like, what?
These are words.
These are words.
Then I got angry because at first I thought it was like a Nintendo Direct style thing, but it turns out it was a live conference. Though it really shouldn't have been, given what happened with the live stuff.
Yeah.
Because it didn't really add much. Let's see here now. Then we were talking about Bethesda VR, which revealed Doom VFR. Get it?
Like that means.
Because BFG?
Like BFG and Doom.
The big fucking gun.
Oh.
Virtual fucking reality, Dari. It's virtual fucking reality. And then we had Fallout 4 VR. There was something missing. But we'll get to that in a while. Let's see.
It was Skyrim.
These transitions make me want to die. Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
Now, what you don't know about Doomland is that the demon blood is actually made out of strawberry soda.
Jesus.
Like, that's the kind of shit they were talking about. Oh, yeah, this was great. YouTubers react to being out of sync.
Oh, yeah, that was great.
That was great. The best part about that is that they fixed the audio right after the YouTubers were done.
Yep.
Psycho audio technician desyncs YouTubers.
Let's see. Then I asked, is that Thomas the Tank Engine?
And it was
Yes,
Thomas the Tank Engine. It totally was.
It was Thomas the Tank Engine. Why do they have such a boner for this cartoon shit? Yeah, I mean...
in the whole thing, like, why?
That was so fucking weird. Let's see. Then I mentioned the paid mods, which Neko was actually asking. I think Neko was asking. Who was asking
Yeah,
about that?
Neko
I
was
was
asking
asking
about
about it because I mean it's like an expansion or something. I don't know.
See, Beyond Skyrim is basically their way of financing paid mods, but you don't actually pay for them. You pay for them in credits, but you get the credits by buying them with actual money. So it's paid mods, yes.
I mean,
paid mods,
basically, I mean, is it for PS4 or just PC?
We're not sure. I don't think... Did they mention specific platforms for it?
I forgot what it's called. They had a name for it.
It was like Creation Suite or something.
It's John's been looking it up, and it's like Beyond Skyrim. It's like
Well, Beyond Skyrim is what they were calling the Skyrim one, but it's also being done for Fallout 4. So I think it's called the Creator's Suite or the Creation Suite.
Entertainment Creation Suite.
See, then I go on to complain more about the animations, which, yeah, that just sort of became a theme for a while.
Yeah, it did.
Let's see. Now you can go to Skyrim in a card game.
Yeah.
And that didn't even do anything for me at all.
Yeah,
It's
which is
Creation
great.
Club.
But Dari, you can make them activate your trap card.
But the game doesn't work like that, sadly. Yes, it did.
See, then I said, now that's a Switch. I'm guessing that's in reference to the fact that, you know, they finally revealed Skyrim for Switch.
Yeah,
Yeah.
John saw the tunic, the shield, the sword. He thinks it looks wrong.
It does look
He
wrong.
actually-
And then I just said, Skyrim is now Monster Hunter.
Pretty much.
Then when they showed off the guy from Dishonored, I asked, is that Jin Kisaragi?
Oh.
I mean, he was dressed up like him, right, Dari?
Yeah, he was. He
Yeah.
was.
Let's see,
He
what...
was. I was confused too. No, that was the other game that they added the guy from.
Yeah, they added, BJ Blazkowicz is in Quake Champions now for some reason.
Oh yeah, Quake Champion. I am so freaking angry at the people designing that.
Why?
You let
Okay.
him talk about it. Go ahead.
Okay,
What?
Dari, they will not bring it to consoles because they claim you cannot play it in less than 120 frames per second. But don't worry, it'll also run on low-end PCs.
Oh,
Also,
God, they said that a lot of PC gaming show too, and I was confused.
Yeah, so that game that probably had a lot of its budget paid for with sales of Doom 2016 on consoles to go fuck itself.
What is the deal with fucking graphic horrors, or running?
It's not about...
Well, I mean, what's the point of it running at a certain thing? The game runs, period, right?
Well, the thing about that is... Wow, I'm actually really sweaty right now. The thing about that, Neko, is that when something runs faster, it basically allows you to respond more quickly.
I can
Okay.
understand, like, you mean like input lag, right?
Kind of.
Okay,
I mean, I can
frame
understand
rate,
that.
frame rate can affect gameplay at some points, but I do not think there is any actual difference between 60 frames per second and 120 frames per second in terms of gameplay.
It's a
Yeah, I don't
very
think
it's a
there-
very negligible difference, yes, in terms of gameplay. I agree with you on that. What the
Frame
fuck?
unlocking was the word of the day in the PC gaming show.
I'm sorry. I'm looking at Twitter now. Loco Roco 2 remastered announced. Jesus Christ! No Jamalami, but Loco Roco 2. Fuck you.
I thought they
No. They did the first one. They did the first one.
Oh.
They're doing the second one now. Fuck you. Where's some Jamalami? Icepick wants some Jamalami.
Me too.
Let's see. Then we saw that long-ass trailer for The Evil Within 2.
Yeah.
It just kept going!
It did. It did.
It just kept going! It never ended! Why?
I could have beat the order 5 times during that trailer.
But the worst part about it is that it kept on looking like it was going to end, but then it just kept going.
It did. A lot of these companies did that. Remember when we thought that when Microsoft was over, and they're like, "No, we're not over yet. We still got a whole bunch more to go." Same thing with the PC Gamer Show.
Yeah.
Microsoft. I mean, Sony didn't do that though.
Right.
Somehow.
Let's see. Then we finally saw Bethesda's big announcement that I think most of us cared about.
Yep.
The new Colossus, which had
Not to be confused with the new Shadow of the Colossus.
which honestly had like I'd say it was one of the best trailers of E3.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
And
What?
I don't know where John found this out, but he's been gung-ho on seeing a new Elder Scrolls, like an actual sequel.
Right.
Yeah, people are saying
It's going to be 2020.
Yeah, probably. That's what they.
No, I mean he says it's coming out 2020.
Yeah, they have to read Skyrim 50 more times in the next 3 years before they think about Elder Scrolls 6.
Oh, just hope they stop making systems, because if they make new systems, they gotta take time to port Skyrim to them.
Yep, that's true.
That's what's holding up Mega Man.
Every time they put a new system, you got to put all the old games on it.
Let's see here now. So yeah, we had that, which had what I think should be the S rank mascot, the monkey cat.
Oh God!
The monkey
that trailer. It's like that trailer was longer, I think, than Evil Within 2, but it was actually entertaining. Like, even the parts that weren't gameplay were interesting, and then when we saw the gameplay, it looked good. Pretty much a direct sequel to the New Order, but it looks like there's more enemy variety, which was my biggest complaint.
Okay, I just have one thing to say to you about that.
Uh-huh.
I've got kids on the way!
I've got kids on the way. Yeah.
I've got kids. I love that. That was like the best. That was the best line. Let's see.
You're getting big, ain't you? I'm like, wow.
And also, you wanted to sell me on the freaking monkey cat. I was like,
and
no.
Icepick apparently regularly has guns pointed at his face while people demand he prove he's not a Nazi.
It does happen to me more often than you'd imagine. Let's see.
Is it by your mother?
Oh no, Mom would be totally on board. No, Mom points guns in.
The Black Girl was gonna die.
He asked him to prove he is a Nazi.
Exactly. That's how it goes. Let's see. And the last thing I said about the Bethesda thing was that fucking chameleon had better be the keynote speaker at their 2018 conference. I love that little guy. I love the chameleon, and the monkey cat should get their own game from Bethesda. I believe
Ukulele 2.
Exactly. Ukulele 2. You got Monkey Cat and Chameleon.
Yeah, and Bethesda, I liked how they actually I guess Sony did this also, but it's nice when they actually do end the conference on a strong note.
That is true. That is a good point. Should we go on? Do you guys want to talk about Devolver Digital?
Oh god, that sounds
It
amazing.
doesn't seem like there was that much to say about it. It was
I mean,
It was the greatest conference ever.
yeah, but you kind of have to be there.
You're right. It was essentially an Adult Swim
itself
sketch.
seems like it was good, but I don't know about game.
I was like, oh well, Serious Sam people would care.
It was just basically a long ass Adult Swim thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which
And
was
the pre-pre
great.
show was something totally
The
different.
pre-show was unrelated, which surprises me because that was also great. They were both done like in the same vein, so I kind of assumed that they were connected.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we kept on popping back into the pre show after we left. Let's see here now. Ruiner looked good. There was a new Serious Sam game, Serious Sam's Bogus Detour. Suda51 made a cameo, which was amazing.
I like it. Who are these people? What is Devolver?
What is Devolver Digital? I mean, that's all there. I guess that's really all I could say about it, is that Devolver Digital created something truly entertaining, which a lot of people are now saying that it was in fact the best conference of E3. I cannot recommend you watch it enough. It was like 15 minutes long. And it took the piss out of every other E3 conference that has aired so far. Even ones that hadn't aired yet, it took the piss out of.
It really did. It really did.
It was literally tomorrow's... Let's see, what was it? Tomorrow's unethical business practices today. It literally was.
I love the comment fueled player base.
Oh yeah, the comment fueled content.
Content, yeah.
That was great. And then the bit where he's throwing dollars in the screen.
Oh yeah, he's literally throwing dollars in the screen, and that's what's making him move and play the game.
God. So yeah, that was Devolver Digital. I cannot recommend it enough. Probably the most entertaining conference of the entire show.
Was there any good games shown?
Yeah, Ruiner, and it showed 2 games. Ruiner, which is like a top-down overhead shooter type game. And Serious Sam's Bogus Detour, which was also a top-down shooter.
Oh, interesting.
Like I said, Suda51 showed up too.
Yep.
Okay, should I move on to the PC gaming show?
Here we
Okay.
go. Yeah.
Go ahead.
The PC gaming show proved one thing to me.
What's that?
The early Monday slot at E3 is cursed.
That and apparently the people who do the PC gaming show think that the people that are doing it, the people that are watching are idiots.
Yeah.
Yeah, it
They
was.
should have hired me to design it.
I mean, that's what was going through my mind. It's like the PC gaming show was really sort of targeted at a very specific subgroup of PC gamers in general, which I'm assuming is the one that KI believes all PC gamers are.
You mean the elitists?
They just went on about specs the entire time.
No, but they talked a lot about games I didn't give a fuck about.
Yeah, and then when they ask questions like, "So, what about this game? Let's talk about this." Oh, that's awesome! I'm like, "Are you serious?
Let's see.
Why are you talking like this?"
I also wrote down twice Homer laughing at Professor for dropping his books. Wave. Because there were like 2 major fuck-ups during the show. Well, actually 3 major fuck-ups, but I actually documented one of them. But there were like these 2 horrible fuck-ups that I was like, I shouldn't be laughing at this, but this is horrible. The main host of the show was some guy, I believe his online handle is Day9. I think he works at PC Gamer, but the dude had like the weirdest lisp I had ever heard.
It really was.
So I just called him Mr. Lisp. And then eventually I said he started sounding like Weird Al.
I didn't get that vibe. I quit him, so I can't.
Let's see here now. Then they revealed an XCOM 2 expansion, which is also coming to consoles, so kind of a waste of time. Let's see here now.
Which was RTS for some reason. Like, wait, what? I mean, a turn-based strategy game?
Yeah, I said I missed the really shitty talk show format from previous years. See, I also wrote down... Go ahead.
I'd say it was kind of the same thing, but the interviews were just kind of stupider.
Yeah, I also said, in retrospect, having a bunch of online personalities handle your entire conference is probably the worst idea ever. We saw a new game that Double Fine is publishing. I think it's called like Ublats, Ubler
or something.
Yeah, the Ublers.
That's what
Ublets. That's Ublets.
Ublisa.
Let's see. Then there was this this like interview for this game called BattleTech or Battle Mech, and I really hated it. It was the worst. And then Mr. Lisp said the creepiest thing I've heard all E3, and I doubt it will be topped. The back is really juicy and tasty too. You get around to the back of a battle mech and penetrate it. He literally said that is a word for word. I literally rewound the stream and transcribed that word for word. That is what he said. Let's see here now. Let's see, Sega showed up, but they were just there for Total War, so I mentioned that I thought that watching this was entirely a waste of time. Let's see, I also said that I never thought that anyone could make small dinosaurs riding bigger dinosaurs with Aztec lasers attached to them sound boring, but heaven bless them, the PC gaming show found a way.
It was that bad. He is right. I watched that part and I'm like, why? This looks so bad.
Then they had like something for a mobile game or something called Wonderland Dreams, which I guess was a spin-off to a card game.
It was a CCG that's apparently on PC that apparently
It looked like a knockoff of a Vanillaware game. Let's see here now.
It's called Shadowverse.
Where is that? Yeah, Shadowverse. Of course, that had some weird shit in it. Let's see. We had Destiny 2 is coming to PC. We also found out that it's coming to PC later than everything else. So, good job. Good job focusing on that. Right?
That's because Blizzard is handling it apparently for some reason.
When they hired me to handle it, I promised I would get results. I never said those results wouldn't be me purposefully sabotaging it.
Well, of course.
Let's see. I believe that there was one thing that I said that actually really stuck out to Dari. I'm going to repeat it here because I think he agreed with me. Actually, I said it to KI too, and I think he also got a kick out of it. All of these YouTube guys at this thing remind me of Slurms McKenzie.
I've been building this 4K 3-screen streaming rig for years. I'm so tired. I just want to go home, hook something up to a TV, and play a single-player game.
It's just they all look so. They looked like they were dead on the inside.
They really did.
Let's see here now. I was happy because I saw Hat in Time mentioned for a brief second. Then that led to me being grossed out because Tim Schafer's apparently judging an indie game competition.
Yeah, that was bad.
Eventually, I just got angry and said that this was another TED Talk like the EA conference. That specific section of the conference was a TED Talk, basically. Then eventually I said that it was slowly transforming into a sketch from Rick and Morty Interdimensional Cable 2.
And then he did the Austin Powers quote.
Oh yeah, he did $1 million! And I'm like, boo! Boo!
And then we saw that new stupid game called Echo Arena.
Yeah, where the grand finals are taking place at the VR Arena in Poland.
Oh, like Poland? Really? Poland?
Let's see here now. I also responded to 2 direct quotes from the thing. I know you all like challenges. Frankly, trying to stay awake during this is challenging enough. And we're not even halfway done yet. And I said, don't threaten me, Mr. Lisp. Let's see. Oh yeah. I have to bring this one up. Dari, foxes aren't cats.
Yeah, I know.
He thought that Neko liked foxes for some reason.
Oh no, the game looked like something Neko would really play.
No, I agree with you. I do think that Tunic looks cool. It's coming to consoles too, so that's good.
Wait, what game is it?
Tunic. It's coming out next year.
Oh, that's right.
Let's see here now. I also said that this was the best thing this conference has produced so far. And then they followed it up with the audio errors. They had a woman developer of Tunic and the woman presenter, some chick named OMG It's Firefox or some shit.
Yeah.
And like, they fucking muted them.
Yeah,
they fucking
right
muted
they
them.
Talked for like 30, like 20 seconds, like, and they muted them. He's like, well, thank you.
Let's see, then they showed off some of PlayerUnknown's Battlegrounds, some Killing Floor 2 thing, which, ironically, before they revealed that they had, like, some horror-themed carnival DLC for Killing Floor 2, I said, this entire conference is a carnival of horrors. I didn't even do it on purpose. Let's see here now. They have a booth. Why do they have a booth? Revenge of Mixer. They brought back Forza and Sea of Thieves from the Xbox One thing.
Killing Floor. Well, I'm still wondering what if
This is still PC, right?
Yeah, this is still this is all PC gaming. Don't worry, we haven't reached Ubisoft yet.
I love that guy who's like, all we want to do is make the game work.
God.
I mean, you know what I would really like to see on PC?
What's that?
Arcade perfect of some old arcade games, like shooters and stuff like that.
Yeah, that'd be
like,
nice.
Remember, like, Point Blank?
Yeah, that could be cool.
And does anybody remember Carnival?
Yeah, I remember
Yeah, I
Carnival.
remember that.
Wasn't that made by Midway?
Yeah.
I wonder if WB got the rights to that.
Oh yeah, I remember that they said apparently they revealed a whole brand new car in Forza, and I had no idea that.
Yeah, Dari missed that, and I was like, yeah, they did do that.
Like I didn't know they actually did that at all, ever before.
See, they showed off The Last Night again, which I still think that game looks kind of cool. The new game from the guys who made Don't Starve, Clay Interactive.
Yeah.
Which I ended up just sort of panning because the gameplay footage they showed off, everyone was kind of moving around like those old Flash animation puppets. Like, you guys know what I'm talking about, right? Has anyone in here ever played, like, really old-ass Flash games from, like, the early 2000s?
Yeah. I used to play New Ground and stuff like that, yeah.
No.
Well, at least Dari knows what I'm talking about.
You forgot another game, Islands.
Oh, yeah, Wylands, rather.
Wylands. It's supposed to be
Wylands.
your land. Like, oh my god, are you serious?
God, that was so dumb.
Oh yeah, you know all the VR stuff
Yeah?
that's been going on?
Yeah.
John showed me earlier that they're actually having a VR thing for Final Fantasy 15, and I'm
Yeah.
just like,
Oh,
what?
yeah, we'll get to that.
Yeah.
I can't wait until I talk about that one.
And the thing is called... And
Yeah.
the other game's called Griftlands.
Oh, yeah,
It looks
Griftlands,
okay.
right.
It's supposed to be an RPG, but I'm like, eh.
Yeah. Let's see. Then at one point they showed something which just confused me. It turned out it was Echo Arena.
Yeah.
Then I was wondering if Lone Echo and Echo Arena were the same game.
They technically are. One's the story and one's the multiplayer.
Then came our good friend Cliffy B. Blazinski.
Yep.
And then I just sort of... My first reaction to him coming on was, let Epic re-release Jazz Jackrabbit on modern platforms, you fucking shitbag of a human being. I don't like Cliffy B. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's see. Then it turns out that his new game...
Bullshit.
His new game, Lawbreakers, is going to cost 30 American dollar dues.
Yeah.
Then...
Something like there's no you're not going to pay extra for beta or new character or something like that. He said some bull crap.
Right. And then he was like, yeah. So then they made a stupid joke about running Crysis at max settings, which was followed up by an awkward transition, which then they said it was an awkward transition, which kind of made it worse.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see.
Oh yeah, that's good. That's because they had that random giveaway that was going on in the middle of that.
Right.
And like, oh yeah, this can play Crysis 3 at full settings.
Oh no! Can it play Crysis at max settings? Like Jesus Christ, old meme. Then they showed off Wargroove again, which, if you'll recall, they originally revealed that at the Switch thing back in January. The game that looks a lot like Advance Wars, only taking place in medieval times. Did I kill KI?
No,
I just don't really have much to say about the PC gaming show.
Fair enough.
Anyway.
Let's see. Then I got angry at them because they tricked me into thinking it was over, but it turns out they still had to announce Age of Empires Definitive Edition.
It's the 20th anniversary. And they gave us the road to Gamescom again.
Yeah, both EA and the PC gaming show really shilled for Gamescom. It was really weird.
Like, oh, we're gonna show more stuff at Gamescom in Germany.
Yeah, like, fuck you, I don't care about Germany. I care about now. That's in August. What are you telling me now? I don't want to wait 2 months. I want it now. And then they ended off saying E3 starts tomorrow, and I'm just like, yeah, okay, sure. Okay, so... Yeah, that was the PC gaming show. Since Dari was the only one who watched it with me, go ahead.
And what's a CD-ROM?
Yeah. What's a CD? That was terrible. I hated that. Oh God, what's a CD-ROM? Jesus Christ.
Because they're like, oh well, people have to play to buy the CDs to play Age of Empire now. And what's a CD-ROM? No one uses those anymore. I'm like, oh my God.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Who are you? You're talking about a re-release of a game that's 20 years old. The people who played the old one, who you want to play the new one, know what a CD-ROM is. They're 20. They're only 20 years older than that.
Just what the hell is a cartridge, Nintendo?
Yeah, tell me about it.
Seriously.
So, should we move on to Ubisoft?
Yep.
Okay, it has been suggested to me by my legal representation that I should not talk about the first thing that Ubisoft revealed at their conference, so I will simply allow everyone else to go ahead and go through it. Go on, Ki. You're up.
It looked, yeah, I have no strong opinion on it. I'm going to see, let me try to clarify what it is. The game is Mario Cross Rabbids Kingdom Battle, or whatever it's called. I have no strong opinion on it. I will need to see more details about the gameplay before deciding if I want it.
The gameplay looks strangely interesting enough for me to pick it up in the parking bed.
I think the weirdest thing about it is that a lot of people started comparing it to Disgaea, and I'm like, bitch, have you ever played a Disgaea game?
It did look like a Disgaea.
Wait,
No, it didn't look like a Disgaea game.
What are they comparing?
Mario Cross Rabbids.
Yeah.
Mario Rabbids game. I mean, you can pick up people and throw them, just like Disgaea.
Yeah, that's
That's
one
the
thing.
only thing that's...
Yeah, that's the only thing that's like Disgaea. Everything else kind of happens in real time.
Yeah, they don't...
No, the
well,
other
it's-
stuff doesn't happen in real time.
It's
though.
more like a roguelike, I guess. Like,
I thought it played like Fire Emblem.
That's what I thought too.
I remember games where you
The
could...
trailer wasn't long. I'm just gonna watch it again.
Okay, that's fair. Man, I'm going to have fun with that game during the Shell cast, let me tell you. Because Shell actually likes it.
He does.
So,
Have you interacted with Shell since it was announced?
A little bit. Not very much.
the only thing I said to him, he said like, well, I like it, and Icepick's just going to have to deal with it. And I'm like, you would like it. That was the only thing I said to him on the subject.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happened. XCOM only with shells, really?
God, actually, come to think of it, the other two podcasts are going to have people who actually like the Rabbids games.
I like some of the Rabbids games. I mean, they were a different genre.
No, I mean the new Rabbids game. I don't mean the old. I mean, they just said that they
I don't
liked.
think I've ever played the old Rabbids games.
A lot of them were like mini game collections, and I guess there was one that was sort of like a platformer.
One of them was like a platformer / Katamari Damacy hybrid.
Oh.
Oh, and there's a portable one. Yeah, I don't think it's real time. I mean, there's like a cursor that seems to be guiding them, like in Fire Emblem, and Mario's moving.
Right, but it looks kind of like you get to do multiple, like, different things in a turn. Like, you can move, attack, then move again if you didn't move too much the first time.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like, it's strategy RPG, like, I mean, pretty much everything the rumors said turned out to be true.
Pretty much.
I always thought the Rabbids games were overrated.
They weren't really so much overrated as they were oversaturated.
Didn't you have like 4 or 5 of them or something like that?
Okay, let's see, there are at least 5 in the main series that people
Just
stopped
spin-offs?
quickly, and then there's Rabbids Go Home, which is the platformer Katamari Damacy game I mentioned, and Rabbids Time Travel, which is a very blatant new Super Mario Brothers clone for 3DS.
When was that out?
It was like a almost launch game for 3DS. It was in the launch window.
They were the Minions before the Minions even existed.
It seems so. But they're even dumber. I do like Despicable Me 3 did the thing that Splatoon 2 should have.
What's that?
They used the 3 in the Me.
Why would Despicable Me 2 put a 3 in its title?
No, he said that he thought that Splatoon 2 should put 2 in the title.
Yeah.
Which I think they should have done too. I agree with him on that. Let's see. Then they showed off Assassin's Creed Origins again, which I'm done talking about that. You guys can talk about it. I don't care.
We don't want to talk about it.
My favorite part about
wait for the side A to do that.
Yeah, tell me about it. Let's see. And then there was this one great part where they had the Ubisoft... what did they call them? The something crew? They were like the pre-show guys?
I didn't actually watch any of the show.
Alright, anyway, they had them doing some gameplay footage outside. You couldn't see jack shit with the glare on the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then came the game that no one wanted. The Crew 2, the Squeakquel.
Did the Crew 1 even sell?
Apparently.
I don't think that matters, Dari. We're getting the Crew 2 whether we want it or not.
That's it.
Frankly, I'll hold out hope for the Crew 3, the Road Chip.
The Crew 2 Let's Release Everything Everywhere is out next year.
Let's see. Then I said, I wonder how much Ubisoft had to pay the audience to get them to react like this to everything.
That's way too much.
Seriously, they were like freaking the fuck out for the Crew 2.
Oh, God.
It's like, I'll give you that some people were excited for Mario. I'll give you that they were excited for some of their other shit. But the Crew 2? Really?
Mm-hmm.
They were offering free
it's coming out
blowjobs
everything
if they fucking celebrated their game.
It's coming out for everything but Switch. I love that. PS4, PS4 Pro, Xbox One, XP, and PC.
I mean, seriously, I can't really see why.
Neko lost his
There
train of thought.
are people who love racing for some reason. I don't know why.
Right, but there are like a lot better racing
was the Crew
games.
1 of the first game well received?
I don't think so.
I don't think it was received by anyone.
Yeah, I don't remember anyone really talking about it.
It came out 3 years ago.
It's like, Neko, by that logic, let's see. What year were you in high school?
In high school?
Yeah, in high school.
Jesus Christ, I don't know.
1999.
1994.
Okay, let's see here now. Do you remember people talking about how they wanted a sequel to... Shit, what's a horror movie that didn't do so well in that era? The only two I can really...
Crap.
Yeah, do you remember anyone begging for a sequel to The Craft?
I like The Craft, but
Did
no.
you want... Do you remember someone like going out of their mind for a sequel for it?
No.
It sold 2 million copies by January 1st. It came out in December.
Jesus
crazy.
Christ. Let's see.
And it had 2 expansions.
Then I also said that I missed Asia Taylor, which I did.
Yeah,
I
did
I
too.
missed...
There was way too. I'm sorry, I'm gonna say this, but there was way too many white people there.
Let's see here now.
It needed some diversity.
Dari, it's mostly a European company. You're not going to get that much diversity.
True.
Also, wasn't the presenter for Assassin's Creed Origins Arabic or something?
Yeah, you're right.
Dude had a hell of a tan.
Going back to PC Gaming Show.
Oh, yeah?
Some of the people there had so thick accents, couldn't understand what they were saying.
Yeah, there were a lot of European... Well, yeah, that's same goes for the devs at Ubisoft, too. It's some of their accents were so thick I needed a fucking translator. Needed subtitles. Shit. Let's see, then came the South Park game, which I think looks good, but considering the fact that the PC version's apparently going to run de novo, fuck that shit. I'm out.
Really?
Then they had some new VR game starring fucking Elijah Wood in it.
Elijah Wood should not be still getting work after all these years.
Well, I mean, he needs to pay back Tim Schafer for putting him in Broken Age, right?
Oh, great. Yeah, that's true.
Then I mentioned that the CEO of Ubisoft really gives me the creeps, and he does. That dude scares me.
That's how he gets all his games done. All he does is stare at them and like,
he just scares his employee.
Yes.
Well, Yves, I was thinking about asking for a raise. Oh, that's so wonderful. Wow, how would you like the raise? Yeah, no, take it. I don't take more money. Take more money. I'll work for less. Please just go away.
Is this some new negotiation tactic, Seuss?
God. Let's see. Then they had that new pirate game, which, God, what was that called?
Skull and Crossbones.
Skull and Bones.
Skull and Bones, right.
I
Rattle my bones!
Skull and Bones.
Yeah, rattle my bones. You know, shit like that.
And there's, I believe, this dog went to Yale.
God. So yeah, that appears to just be the ship combat, or the ship engine from fucking Assassin's Creed Black Flag, only made into its own game. Which I guess that's nice. I don't really care. Let's see, moving on. Oh yeah. Then I got really angry because they showed off Just Dance, but the first song they used was by a band that is a favorite of mine, Jamiroquai.
And I saw that. And I remember they had this random rock band. They was like, oh, let's go to this Japanese song. And then they start dancing with each other, and this random panda came over. Like, what the hell is going on?
And then a white woman came out and started singing, and Dari got really mad.
I stopped watching after I saw the panda. And then I came back in.
Did Dari start screaming? And
he did. And then it turns out the white singer lady officially announced a new Just Dance. Then it turns out they're making a South Park mobile game, which I think is really hypocritical. Because they did an entire episode about how mobile games and free-to-play are exploitative Skinner boxes, so I have to wonder how they managed to sign off on this. Then we had Starlink, which, well, I mean, I think we already kind of talked about that one.
Starlink? I don't know.
Starlink is that space shooter game where you buy the ships as toys, and then you can, like, build them like Legos, and then you put it in the game.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
I missed that, so it sounds stupid. I would not.
Then I said even the Canadian has a ridiculous accent.
Jesus.
That was the guy talking about Starlink, I remember. The Starlink Canadian, I couldn't understand. He sounded ridiculous. He had this really weird accent. I can't quite place my finger on it, you know, buddy.
Oh, you could do Kermit the Frog. So you're just gonna go ahead and make it sound like Kermit the Frog.
that is actually just my voice for Canadian.
Wait, Dari, did you just groan at a Family Guy line?
No, I laughed.
That sounded like groaning to me.
No.
In fact, it kind of sounded like Matt groaning to me.
Stop it.
Kind of sounded like creator of that guy who made the show that's better than Family Guy.
Not true. Moving on.
Yeah, I think Dari sounds more like that guy that created Border Town myself. Let's see. After that, we had some expansion for their snowboarding game Steep, which I didn't give a fuck about.
I know they have a snowboarding game coming out. This doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah, then they showed off some Far Cry 5 footage, which I guess they decided to make the religious cult look more Christian for some reason. I guess the Church of Scientology fucked with them. And the guy who was presenting Far Cry 5, he was also Canadian, but he tried so hard to sound like he was from America, it was weird.
The Nye Mets are my favorite squadron. Darcy Simpson fly.
No, I was laughing at the fact that I remember seeing the American flag so prominent in the trailer, like, this is a European country. I mean, European company.
Montana isn't a European country.
Well, they wish they were! You shitlord! And then finally we had Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Which I missed entirely, so I was like, oh, well, apparently this happened.
I mean, I don't really care about the game. I get that it's really important to a lot of people. It's not my thing, so good on you.
I don't care either way, I mean...
But what bothered me about it is that, like, the crowd was less hyped for Beyond Good and Evil 2 than they were for the fucking Rabbids game. And that was fucking weird to me.
I guess because we knew about the Rabbids game for so long, we wanted to know if it was real or not.
Dude, people have been...
it was going to happen, I guess.
Dude, people have been waiting for...
I mean, everyone knew it was happening. They had last shown it so recently.
Yeah. Oh God. Let's see. Then Michael and how do you pronounce his name?
Michelangelo, the non-real turtle.
He came out and he was crying, and I laughed at that.
Why did he cry?
He was crying because he wanted to make this game for like almost 10 years, Dari.
Oh, Michael Ansel, yeah.
Michael Ansel, sorry.
The person at Ubisoft they actually care about. He made Rayman.
Yeah, he's the inventor of Rayman. Let's see. Then I'm like, wait, so Beyond Good and Evil 2 is a prequel? What the hell? Didn't the first game end on a major cliffhanger? Now, I asked the guys in this podcast, and apparently none of them have actually played through Beyond Good and Evil. So, I'm at a loss. Leave a comment to tell me if I'm wrong on this or not.
I played a little bit of it, then lost interest.
I almost bought it years ago, but I didn't.
I played very little of it.
I didn't play any. Let's see, and then my final thought on the thing was, wait, did he just rip off the fan feedback thing for Mega Man Legends 3?
Wait, how?
Is getting canceled.
I mean, probably. I mean, think about it. You know, people have been waiting forever for it. You know what I thought was... You know what, never mind, actually. But yeah, they're doing this Space Monkey program thing where they're inviting members of the community to participate in the development of the game. It's just like Mega Man Legends 3. Get us off the moon, get off the moon or whatever. Get us off the moon.
Oh gosh, you're right.
It's the exact same thing. This game's gonna get canceled.
And it's going to be the fans' fault.
Yeah, Ubisoft America is going to blame all the fans.
Oh, you just didn't believe hard enough.
Jeez.
Well, we're sorry, kids. The horse has died because you didn't appreciate him enough. You'll all be sent to separate foster homes.
Wow.
God. Okay, and anyone else have anything to say about Ubisoft?
I feel like there's something I forgot.
Where the hell is my Rayman and Assassin's Creed Glitch People horror game?
Yeah, I'd love a new Rayman game myself. I guess we'll just have to keep on waiting. I mean, we are getting the definitive edition of Rayman Legends, right? That's kind of a Rayman game.
I'm going to call it Mega Man syndrome now. We never get a new game because they have to re-release the old ones on every new system that comes out.
Yep.
That they do. That they do. So, anything else on Ubisoft?
We need Ashley Tyler back, or we're not even gonna talk about this next year.
Wait, what?
We need Ashley Tyler back, or we're not gonna talk about this next year at all.
We need to talk about what now?
We need Ashley Tyler back.
He's saying if they don't bring Aisha Tyler back, we shouldn't talk about Ubisoft at all. And also, he agreed to watch every Ponies episode in Japanese.
Right.
Well, that does sound about right to me.
No, Tony.
Well, she should come back.
She was the light of the show. She was the life of the party.
Yeah, I agree. Oh, Asia Taylor. Okay, Asia Tyler. Yeah, okay. No, now I understand. Yeah. Okay, yeah, no, I agree with you completely on that. I'm with you on that 100%. I don't understand why so many people were hating on her. I loved her. She was great.
Probably the best part of the
fun of
show.
gamers.
She was the best part of the show.
Mm-hmm.
So, should we move on to the latest and greatest conference of them all?
Sure, even though I've only caught like a quarter of it.
You can't see me right now. Well, we only caught half of it, Dari, so don't feel too bad.
I'm just going to say this. Sony's pre-E3 conference is probably my front runner so far.
I can't believe it. So
We're
yeah,
playing a whole bunch of random games. Like, oh, look at all these games.
They showed a whole bunch of. They announced a bunch of shit during their pre-show.
They announced NAC release date coming out in early September, or NAC 2's release date coming out early September. $40. The game is I bought it for $5 on a PSN sale, intending to play it ironically, and it's actually a solid game, and Act 2 looks better, so everyone give that a chance. Crash Insane Trilogy lets you play as Coco in what looks like most of the levels, and the big one, I've been waiting for this for a while, console version of Undertale.
But not on the one we were all expecting, which is surprising. I mean, I thought it would have been coming to a Nintendo platform, but I guess Sony managed to get them. And it's also coming to PlayStation Vita!
I'm
surprised they even used that word. I'm like,
Are you sure they haven't canceled it yet? That sounds like something they do.
Yeah, you got a point there.
I mean, they announced and canceled Gravity Rush 2 Vita. They announced and canceled Final Fantasy Type 0 Vita.
So yeah, that was something. I think my favorite part of that is that they just reused the trailer from the PC version for the most part.
I mean, the game's not going to change that much, is it?
Well, yeah, but I mean, you'd think they would have made a new trailer for, like, you know, the... I mean, they just translated it into Japanese, too, which, that was pretty cool. I enjoyed that.
It's coming from PS4 Pro or just regular PS4?
No, it's coming to regular PS4. Why would Undertale...
Okay.
Dari, do you have any idea how furious I would be right now if they had actually made a PS4 Pro exclusive game? The fact that I did not open this up by screaming at Sony strongly indicates they haven't done that.
Well, I guess you're right.
I mean, now KI can finally play Undertale, and we can see if he actually enjoys it or not. Hooray!
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think that'll be fun.
I'm not going to stream it my first time, but
I don't blame you.
Once.
But all I have to say to you is you'd better not kill Goat Mom. I swear to God.
I'll save that for the run you watch.
No! Not Goat Mom! She's like the only mother I ever had.
What about the one you do have?
No! Goat Mom!
Oh, don't worry, I'll spare that one.
Of course she will.
God. But, yeah, that's, like I said, my only surprise there is just that they decided to, port it to the PlayStation.
My first choice is generally Nintendo, but it's been so long, I'm just glad it's coming to a console.
Yeah, I can understand that. Let's see, they also showed off, I think they announced Tropico 6.
I did see that.
Which I don't get why that's coming to consoles. It just doesn't seem like the kind of game that you'd have on consoles. But
Tropico 5, I think, was a free PSN Plus game a few months back.
No, I get that.
I
just feel like, the Tropico series is, that would kind of wouldn't that work better with a mouse and keyboard than a controller?
I haven't actually played it.
Fair enough. And then we got to the actual real show. Oh yeah, sorry, they also showed a trailer for Ni no Kuni 2, which I forgot was coming to PC, and I kind of don't understand why it is. We didn't get the first one. I feel like we're going to be lost when it comes to the story on the second one.
I'm sure they're going to do a bundle with 1 and 2 at some point.
Maybe.
That reminds me, they didn't announce the Nier compilation.
Yeah, I guess it's not happening. Boo earns. That was a rumor I wanted to be true. Most of the E3 rumors this year have been shit that I've been dreading, and a lot of them have come true. But the one that I actually wanted to happen didn't come true. It's kind of depressing. Yeah, maybe they'll show it off at Tokyo Game Show or something. Let's see. Then the actual conference began with a commercial for PlayStation Vue, which I don't
know why.
I don't really know how to respond to that one. Then they started off the game, the actual show with 5 minutes of sitar music, which that was a fucking trip. I don't know what they were going for there. Neko, you like sitar music, don't you?
Sitar. What the hell is?
You know, music played on a sitar.
I don't think he knows what sitar is.
I think it's a Japanese instrument.
No, Middle Eastern.
Oh no, then I don't know.
Actually, I think it might be Indian. It's from that general region of Asia, though.
I like sitar music. I don't know what I have to do with Sony, but I mean, I like sitar music.
I mean, yeah, I just thought it was weird that that's how they started their conference. Then that led into the Uncharted spin-off
Maybe that's why.
that I don't really care about. I don't think anyone in here cares about it. Maybe Neko does.
No.
It stars women.
What game?
Uncharted, The Lost Something.
Like,
The Lost Something.
Uncharted, I Lost Interest. That's what I call it.
Uncharted: The Lost Attention.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. Jeez.
The Lost Legacy.
I guess Seren really liked that joke. She's become very talkative now.
Apparently.
Let's see. That was followed up by what I thought was God of War, but it was actually DLC for Horizon Zero Dawn.
Really?
Frozen Breath of the Wild.
Then they kept showing the crowd for some reason. And, like, it wasn't even, like, good crowd shot. Like, they were looking at their phones or, like, recording it on, like, their smartphone or some shit.
Actually, probably didn't do anything.
Like, they weren't actually doing anything. Then Days Gone came back, and I was angry.
I desperately want it released soon, just so it does not appear at another E3. Its trailers are the most boring thing imaginable.
Don't worry, KI. They'll release it at the end of December of this year. And then you'll be able to see a extended-length trailer at the PlayStation Experience. In fact, that's what the whole PlayStation Experience will be.
I didn't actually watch that, so they can go ahead.
Okay. Let's see. Then, of course, my man, Sony's Gerbil Man, returned. I forget, like Sean Lusky or something?
Sean Layden.
John Layden? Really? I thought it was like Sean something.
That's what I said, Sean Layden.
Sean Layden. Yeah, Sean Layden. Dude looks like a fucking gerbil, man. It's weird. He looks like a half-man, half-gerbil hybrid. I know that it sounds like I'm ragging on the guy, but he's like... I think he might actually be my favorite part of the Sony conference at this point. He just sort of scurries around the stage. He's got his arms all up like he's like he's a prairie dog or something. He looks at the crowd. He's afraid. It's like he's looking at the crowd, looking at their reactions. If they're not happy, he gets all scared. He sort of like hunches down into his suit coat, kind of scared. If they are really happy with what they're saying, he puffs out his chest very majestically, puts his hands clawed down.
But if he's not happy, then he goes back in, and there's 6 more months till a good conference.
Pretty much. Let's see. Then we had Monster Hunter World, which KG hated. And I laughed at.
I don't see anything that wrong with it, but it's not like I've played a lot of Monster Hunter games.
I think he was more angry about sort of the aesthetic of it. You know, it kind of came across... It kind of came across to me, I mean, I'm not big in fact, I don't really like the Monster Hunter games. I know that's apparently a crime to admit, but I don't like them, but I kind of got like a DMC vibe, if you catch my drift.
I didn't really notice a big difference in graphical style from what I've seen of the Monster Hunter games.
Well, teach
Yeah,
their
this
own.
one has changed very much.
Wait, did you actually see the trailer?
Yeah, I saw it this morning.
Wait,
what?
I mean, not this morning, but like I saw it while I was playing on Steam.
Oh.
I
Okay.
was
thought
looking
that they
through like
just-
E3 things.
Huh, I thought they only announced it during the conference. Because
This one I saw a
that's what
video of it.
Gamatsu did. Gamatsu revealed it when Sony revealed it at their conference.
This one I saw it.
Well, we'll figure that out later. My favorite part of the Monster Hunter thing, though, was like the giant dinosaur that he kept fighting, which was basically a turkey.
I mean, why are we talking about Monster Hunter? Isn't that usually on Nintendo?
Not anymore.
No, remember, it started on Sony. I mean, started on
Monster Hunter World is on non-Nintendo. Monster Hunter Double X, or however it's pronounced, is on Nintendo.
I believe it's Double Cross.
What?
Double Cross.
I mean,
Okay, so ironically, Double Cross is the one that didn't betray Nintendo.
Yeah, pretty much. No, Double Cross is how the audience felt when they saw Monster Hunter World. The audience was totally dead on that shit. The audience was, like, dead. They did not like it. They were not happy. Which I thought was hilarious.
Yeah.
Then they had a Shadow of the Colossus remake, which K.I. mentioned earlier. Oddly enough, not being made by Team Ico, it's being made by what were they, like Brighton or something?
And if all they're doing is changing the graphics, they probably don't need the original developer.
That's true. I also mentioned that was probably the most impotent applause I had heard all E3. I stand by that. Then came the bad times. I will not talk about it tonight. I will save it for another podcast.
Yeah, you should.
Moving on. Then came Call of Duty World War II.
I'm glad I missed.
I guess that's okay. I don't care about it, but someone must.
Yeah, I don't have any. I'm not going to go out of my way to bash it, but I don't think anyone here has anything to say about it.
Pretty much. It's a game. That is a game.
Well, that's the only thing that could be said about it.
Hey, that puts it ahead of some of the games Sony showed.
It's true. That does actually. It is not at the bottom of the heap. Yeah, that's right, sir, and you tell us. Tell Activision I said hello.
She yawned.
Oh, that's what that was. It sounded like she was just meowing.
She is meowing, but she yawned right afterwards.
Ah. Let's see. Then came PlayStation VR.
Yeah, who cares?
With what could have been the greatest megaton of the entire conference, Neko. Skyrim VR. Now, Neko, you can take the arrow to the knee.
So is that is that actually the entire game of Skyrim just with VR controls?
I doubt it. I mean, you saw the
VR would die.
You saw the Doom VFR, and that didn't look like the full thing, right?
From after the '90s when it failed miserably. Neko, we can't die again already.
Why do you think it failed in the '90s?
Yeah, I do think it's just going to fail again and go away for a while and then come back in the 2030s so Dari could say, "What is this?"
What is this? The 1990s? I've still got it. Oh, my hip!
Oh, my hip. My poor, almost 50-year-old old man hip.
Let's see. Then we had... God, what was that VR game that was a side-scroller? Shit, I forget. I don't care. Then we had... Yeah, no one remembered most of it. Then we had The Inpatient, to which I wrote, more like The Impatience.
I'm pretty sure that was the joke they intended.
Really?
Yes, why else would they call it that? It was clearly a pun on impatient.
Why would they just make an entire VR game to make a joke?
Because it's a VR game. What else is it supposed to do?
Yeah, you got a point there.
VR is a joke.
Then we had Square's big announcement at the conference. The Final Fantasy 15 crossover with Big's Big Fishing Adventure 3 DLC.
Yeah, who cares?
Now you two can go...
Is it crossing over with another fishing game?
No, it isn't. I'm just calling it that because what else am I supposed to go? It's a fishing game. Jesus Christ.
It's a fishing game?
And the fishing was like one of the most boring parts of fishing.
Yeah, it's VR. Yeah, it's a VR fishing game, Dari.
Yeah, 15's fishing was like the most boringest thing in the game.
Oh.
I hated it.
Let's see. Then we had Bravo Team, which was a squadron-based shooter. Yawn. Then we had the Virtual Reality Adventures of Despero.
Later renamed Boss.
My favorite. They named a game that stars a mouse Moss. They named a mouse game Moss.
Wow.
Then we had the God of War game, which I didn't realize was God of War until Kratos showed up.
Oh, shut up. I don't think watch that.
But, yeah, the new God of War, which I was very strongly against, and I still really wish they just made something that played like the God of War games, but it looked less blasphemous this time.
I mean, are you willing to give it a shot like you did with Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, I'll give it a shot. I mean, Breath of the Wild, I was always going to buy that day one. I was more negative towards it than I was towards Breath of the Wild. But yeah, I'll give this a shot. I'll see how it turns out. See if it looks worth getting at launch. If not, I'll probably pick it up when it's cheaper.
Makes sense.
I might do the same thing.
And then came the greatest piece of art ever. Detroit Become Human.
That's what I was referring to when I said World War II being a game, put it ahead of some stuff.
The weird thing... Go ahead.
Despite I blocked this out, but I was reminded today that Detroit Become Human was by noted anti-gameplay activist David Cage.
My favorite thing about the Detroit Become Human thing is that someone actually pointed out that the entire story is retarded. So, like,
Really?
they're androids, right?
Okay.
They're androids who don't really have any sentience at first, right? But then this new android reprograms them so they have human sentience, right? Or human-level sentience, right?
Yeah.
So, technically, there wasn't a problem until he fucked everything up. So he caused his own problem. He's just a terrorist, basically. He's the bad guy.
Well, maybe if you pick the...
He's Sigma! Detroit Become Human is the Mega Man X game Dari's been waiting for! Oh my god, it's happening! Dari, you finally got your new Mega Man X game!
Actually, that's the only way I would buy Detroit, if it ended with the androids causing all this chaos. There's only one person who can fix this, and then you see Mega Man X appear.
That'd be hilarious.
Then there was Destiny 2. Moving on. Let's see, after that I opined, did they accidentally show all of the good stuff during the pre-show?
Probably.
No, they saved one good thing for the very end.
That's true, and Gerbil Man returned to reveal it. Though they kept on cutting to the crowd for some reason. Yep.
Are we at the good thing now?
We are at the good thing. We are at the good thing. Marvel's Spider-Man. That's a good thing, right?
I watched half of that, and it looked amazing.
Marvel's Spider-Man.
I need to see that eventually. Like,
oh yeah, it looks great. The game is a lot like Arkham Asylum, which is great.
But it has like when you're on the overworld, going place to place, you can do Spider-Man freeform web swinging.
And
so like the old the first game on Xbox then.
No, actually the first one on Xbox was linear. You're thinking of Spider-Man 2.
Yeah, I'm thinking with something too, right?
And I think that Psych and I realized that the Spider-Man in this game is being voiced by Ben 10 himself, Yuri Lowenthal.
Really? Oh my God.
Come on, Dari! It's hero time! Let me see if they've actually confirmed that.
And let's see, they had a supervillain in it who damn well better get real boss fights against the supervillains. Oh
my god, Yuri Lowenthal was the Spider-Man in,
Is she actually doing it?
Oh wow. I'm not sure if he is, actually. They haven't confirmed anything yet. Oh, it is. Okay, yeah, a lot of people do seem to think it's Yuri Lowenthal. Okay, I'm fine with that.
It has Miles Morales in it, who Icepick won't accept as black.
He looked very light to me for some reason. I don't know why.
Have you watched Yeah, have you watched it again? Because
Let me rewatch it right now. You guys keep talking about Spider-Man. I'm going to watch the
okay, so
footage.
Dari,
I'm gonna watch it myself.
after the sizzle reel at the end, they showed like one more clip of Spider-Man, and they showed like Peter or someone talking to Miles Morales.
Okay,
Oh.
I'm looking at the picture now, and I see why I got confused.
Thought the guy talking to him was him.
No. Basically,
Oh my god, it looks terrible.
well, I wasn't going to say that, but okay. No,
That's what Dari says every time he sees a black person.
God.
So,
No, the reason I only saw him from the eyes up. And you notice how much lighter that patch's skin is than, like, the rest of him?
I think that's just white.
No, I know that's light, but that's all I saw of him.
Wait,
See-
so his, like, kind of, like, in development afro didn't do anything for you?
Not really. It kind of looked just more like... Honestly, I thought he looked more Latino than black, to be honest with you. I mean, I know that... Isn't Miles Morales supposed to be half Latino?
I think
I
so.
believe so, yeah. Half black, half Latino, yeah.
Maybe that's why I thought... Maybe that's what confused me. Because I didn't really get to see much of the rest of his face. Now that I'm looking at him, I can see how that's Miles Morales. But, yeah, okay. Fair enough. So, yeah. Spider-Man kind of saved the conference for a lot of people, myself included. But aside from that, there really wasn't that much good during the actual show.
They didn't announce enough new games. What non-VR games did they actually announce during the conference?
Do we count expansions as games?
No.
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 Let me look at my list.
And I don't know if we can count Shadow of the Colossus, so...
Monster Hunter World.
Oh, yeah.
That's about that, and the Shadow of the Colossus remake are about it, though. You're right. The only problem with that, though, is that every time that Sony focuses on announcing new shit, I mean, we're still waiting for 2/3 of their big reveal a couple years back, aren't we?
Wait, actually, that's what happened. They didn't announce anything that was too far away, so we got nothing because they had announced all the stuff at previous E3s.
I mean,
Or the way for PlayStation
So
experience. wouldn't
pretty
it?
much they blew their load.
yeah, they blew their load like 2 years ago, and we've got nothing to show for it, really, aside
it's
from
like-
The Last Guardian, which has been released to mixed reviews.
They had, all of their games there, like Spider-Man having a vague 2018, I think was the, latest one. A lot of the other stuff, like God
Early
of War,
2018.
God of War said early 2018.
No, that's what I said, early 2018, and
Yeah.
a whole bunch of them said early 2018.
Yeah, so yeah, it's like they listened to what you said, but it backfired.
I mean, I'm not sure if I feel bad about that, but I don't really know how to feel.
Although, no, wait, I know what they should have done.
What's that?
Cancel games for no reason, so when they just confirm the games still exist, everyone cheers, like a certain other company's conference.
Yeah, pretty much.
If Microsoft hadn't canceled Scalebound, would Crackdown 3 and Cuphead being there have excited you anywhere near as much?
Well, they did also cancel Phantom Dust.
Okay. So that is all of... We have finally gone through all of the non-Nintendo E3 conferences.
Yep.
Yep.
It's kind of sad that we went to announce in that short amount of time.
Yeah.
So I think the important thing to take away from this is 12 hours from now we'll know more about Super Mario Odyssey.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
And Nintendo has promised, like they said, it would be rapid fire like their last Direct with a lot of announcements, so hopefully they're telling the truth.
I hope so
They
too.
even
'Cause,
showing it
like,
by 5
like
minutes.
fucking 25 minutes. They've got a lot of stuff. They should be covering a lot of stuff. I hope.
Oh, they can probably skip Skyrim and Mario Cross Rabbids and Minecraft. Well, probably they
Well,
probably
they
Minecraft
put them in
now.
the treehouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So this has been E3 so far. Of course, you are listening to this long after E3 has ended.
Or at least, or even possibly while just the show's going on and we're not getting any more new announcements.
Show, what's the point?
I know, right? That's how I feel about it.
I mean, it's like, we're not there, so...
I agree. That's how I feel
there's
about
like
it.
almost no point.
Oh, what's the use? Alright, so Disc 1 Podcast. Good job, guys.
Yep.
So I'll see you next time.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Alrighty.
I agree. That's how I feel
there's
about
like
it.
almost no point.
Oh, what's the use? Alright, so Disc 1 Podcast. Good job, guys.
Yep.
So I'll see you next time.
Good night.
Goodbye.
Alrighty.